At face value, FTL Faster Than Light may seem boring and slow-paced compared to the array of action-packed roguelikes out there on the market today. However, spend more than 10 minutes and you'll find yourself immersed in this frustrating yet exhilarating rush of a game. Now, FTL is pretty old, it's been out for more than 10 years now, but its gameplay loop just popped into my head randomly and I wanted to see if it was still fun and enjoyable to play, despite that unrelenting torment of witnessing crew casualties. FTL Faster Than Light launched way back in 2012 as a spaceship simulation roguelike with a mix of various RTS elements thrown into the mix. Developed and published by Subset Games, FTL throws you into the vast emptiness of space where you command your ship, making life and death decisions with battling hostile forces and managing your crew. So will this be your next gaming addiction, or will you hit that jump drive and travel to the next sector? Well, that's what this video is all about, so close your ship doors and strap right in. This is Marco here from Easily Distracted Games, helping you find new or old games for you to get lost in. So let's get started with today's new video. FTL Faster Than Light, or FTL for short, blends the intensity of real-time strategy with the unforgiving nature of roguelites, putting it into a somewhat unique subgenre that hasn't seen many competitors since its release. Many games have tackled the goal of recreating the feeling of space operas, but few have focused on the inner workings of a single ship. You, the captain, control a faster-than-light spacecraft from the Galactic Federation, tasked with delivering critical data to Federation headquarters to secure victory against the human rebel faction, culminating in a final battle with the rebel flagship. Each jump to a new sector presents random events, from distress signals to pirate attacks, requiring you to make tough decisions on the fly. Your mission is to navigate through 8 sectors, each filled with procedurally generated planetary systems and events. And that's pretty much the extent of the plot, so don't expect the next Expanse or Battlestar Galactica here. Along the way, you'll encounter hostile forces, recruit new members, and upgrade your ship's systems. Combat unfolds in pausable real time, adding a strategic layer to those encounters. However, if your ship is destroyed or your entire crew dies, it's game over and you'll need to start all over again. Now, this may seem pretty straightforward at first, but as someone watching one of my streams from last week can account for, the battles are extremely intense, with this heart-racing combat that turns the seemingly relaxed game into something worthy of rage quitting. And that right there, that's the hook for me. After playing XCOM for many hours, there was just something about getting your team to survive through grueling and epic adventures that I found so enjoyable. But there are always two sides to every coin, and losing can feel so gut-wrenchingly bad. I've had to take regular breaks from this game, even now. The game's procedural generation ensures that no two playthroughs are ever the same. You'll encounter various alien species, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, and manage your ship's systems, including weapons, shields, and life support, all to survive the relentless onslaughts, both physical and emotional. The core gameplay mechanic revolves around effectively balancing resources. Do you upgrade your shields, or do you save scrap to buy better weapons at the next shop? Every decision matters, and one wrong move can spell doom in all caps for your crew. Combat in FTL is an intense experience. You'll need to target specific enemy systems, like say weapons or the shields, to gain the upper hand, while simultaneously repairing your own systems and managing your crew's positions. It's a lot to take in, as most time you'll be pausing and you'll get this frantic checking motion of all your systems, only to realize you forgot to teleport your one crewmate back to your ship after you've just sent a missile hurtling in its direction. And if you want more videos like this hurtling your direction, then perhaps consider leaving a like or comment, or even subscribe to help other viewers find great games. FTL's gameplay is its most enjoyable aspect. The tension of managing your ship's systems, making snap decisions during combat, and dealing with random events just constantly keeps you on your toes. In terms of RNG, the randomness in FTL is pretty unforgiving, where you can see your ship destroyed in the first or even second encounter, so be prepared to get stomped by enemy ships even right in the beginning. And don't feel bad about that, don't worry. You'll then have time in between missions, which starts as simple as, say, just closing the doors, putting your crew back in their positions, etc. You get this strange feeling of temporary calm that washes over you, a bit like the end of a run in Hotline Miami, except walking back over dead bodies, you'll be making sure that your crew are still alive by the end of all of this. This becomes more challenging later on in your run, where you're going to be repairing half your rooms, trying to decide what you need to upgrade, or just putting out fires in every single room. And if that's not sorted, you will end the life of everyone aboard your ship. Roguelikes require variety in order to keep up their replayability. So in FTL, you'll encounter various ships and different enemy races, each with different layouts and weaponry, making every battle feel unique. Some ships have cloaking, others have multiple shields, while some will straight up teleport their crew onto your ship. And over time, you'll need to assess the various races, as each come with their own pros and cons. For instance, the Mantis race are terrible with repairs, but deadly in face-to-face combat, whereas the Rockmen race have high health and aren't affected by fire, but move a lot slower than the rest. As you progress, you'll unlock new ships and configurations, adding to the replay value. Each ship comes with their own strengths and weaknesses, encouraging different playstyles. Unlocking new ships is not easy, but it guides you into trying out new tactics. Do you stock up all on weapons, or do you try using just your drones? The game's difficulty can be punishing, especially for newcomers. I had my fair share of early failures before I started to get the hang of it, but FTL is forgiving in its own way. Every defeat is a lesson learned, and the desire to see what lies in the next sector keeps you coming back for more. Exploration is another key component. You'll jump from system to system and encounter random events that can either make or break your run. These range from rescuing stranded civilians to dealing with hostile alien creatures. You'll never really know what the next encounter will be, which really adds to the intensity of this game, I'm not gonna lie. So there's no real intense storyline progression, and it's not like those other roguelikes where new runs uncover more lore. So you're just left with reading various text prompts on the screen to help you out, but that doesn't really mean it gets stale. Resource management is vitally important here, where you'll be constantly trying to identify what to upgrade, buy, or even turn off if you're really struggling in combat. Quite often you'll need to turn off unused rooms like your med bay in favor of more weapons, but just don't forget to turn them back on again. In between jumps, you'll visit various space stations where you can repair your ship, recruit new members, and purchase upgrades. These decisions are crucial as they can make the difference between life and death in subsequent encounters. Your ship serves as your main hub where you'll manage crew assignments and upgrade systems. Each crew member can be assigned to different stations like weapons or engines, and their skills improve with experience. This adds another layer of depth as you'll need to manage your crew effectively to maximize their potential. Choices matter greatly in this game. For example, you don't have to fight everything that moves, and sometimes being friendly can really just work in your favor, like choosing if you want to save the pirates or maybe help them out. Or even during battle, you might find yourself losing like really badly and you just straight up can just jump out of there, provided your FTL drive has charged up fully. FTL's graphics are simple but effective. The top-down view of your ship and the pixel art style give it a charming retro feel. I also have a soft spot for these cool ship designs, as there's something about their black borders, subtle shadows, and the overall design that have me staring at them for quite some time. Then you have the mini animations of your crew that change depending on their race, like the Rockmen jumping up and down to stomp out fires. Again, it just adds to the overall charm of this game. The design suits the game perfectly, allowing you to focus on the strategic elements without any distraction. Now onto that sound. The soundtrack by Ben Prunty is one of the game's standout features. It perfectly captures that atmosphere of space exploration with ambient tracks that ramp up the tension during battles. The sound design, from the hum of your ship's engines to the blast of the laser fire, immerses you in the overall experience. So just listen to what's going on here and you'll get a sense of what I mean. FTL was originally released in 2012 and quickly gained a cult following, and its critical reception was overwhelmingly positive, sitting at currently around 94% rating on Steam right now. The Advanced Edition, an update released in 2014, added several new features to the game, as well as a new sector and events. It's currently available for PC, Mac, Linux, and iOS, and it's often on sale for as little as $2.49. It's a steal. Looking at the pros, the most noticeable one is that challenging gameplay loop, as that micromanagement of your ship and crew in real time, semi-real time is incredible. Some may see it as a con, but when so much is going on at once and you manage to destroy that enemy ship with half your ship on fire, it's just so satisfying. Something else to enjoy is FTL's procedural generation, which ensures that each playthrough is somewhat unique, keeping you engaged for countless hours ahead. And if you've really squeezed out everything out of the game, there is always that additional mod support to keep you entertained. And of course, that soundtrack, it's just phenomenal. Ben Prince's music sets the game's perfect tone for your spacefaring adventure, making every moment feel epic, even during those cooldown chill periods. Now, as much as I enjoyed FTL, it's not without its flaws. The game's difficulty can be a major hurdle for new players. The learning curve is steep, and the game can feel overwhelming and unforgiving at times, especially with that somewhat broken RNG. Even though I've played it for many hours, I still sometimes die very early in the game, and it's very annoying. And you have to be so focused. However, the sense of accomplishment you get from finally succeeding just makes it all worthwhile. Then in the combat, while engaging, can somewhat feel a bit repetitive after a while. Once you've figured out a good strategy that seems to work for you, you might find yourself relying on the same tactics over and over again. This isn't a deal breaker, but it can detract from the overall experience. Lastly, I do kind of wish that they threw in some more lore or story progression or even extra collectibles. Yes, you can unlock extra ships in various layouts, but the little extras can sometimes go a long way in a game like this. Oh yeah, and let's not also forget that emotional damage that this game will inflict on you, so be prepared, like, I don't know, take regular breaks or something. Even 10 plus years later, FTL Faster Than Light remains a standout title in the strategy and roguelike genres. It's a challenging and very rewarding game that combines tactical depth with the thrill of space exploration. Despite its age, the pixel graphics help keep it looking fresh, and it remains a must-play for fans of strategy or roguelike games, or even just anyone looking for a unique gaming experience. That's why I somehow just find myself thinking about it and heading back to it. While the game's difficulty and random elements might not be for everyone, the overall package is a compelling and unforgettable journey through the stars. If you enjoy games that test your strategic thinking, adaptability, and emotional fragility, FTL is definitely worth your time and highly recommended in my books. However, also keep in mind that this game will be very frustrating and often sad at times, so be prepared for an emotional, zero-G roller coaster. So if you've enjoyed this review, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section below. But other than that, this is Marco here from Easily Distracted Games, and most of all, don't stop gaming. I think this is it. No!